might set up for a few people to make millions, or Dana White to make trillions. But the downline is not making much, because unless you're going to be a full contact fighter, and ain't meaning nothing. You know, it's not something that everybody, every kid, every woman, every man, every professional, everybody can get out there and do. This is something I think we're taking a brand like MMA and saying we're gonna make it palatable for everyone. And I think that's the
attorney. You said a lot of this stuff is going to be copyrighted. So that means there's going to be a split between confidentiality, confidential information, and what goes on the internet.
Yes, sir. You're absolutely 100%.
Because that's the only way you're going to keep that.
Absolutely. We have a full curriculum that's already ready to go for kids. My 5-year-old son does it. He knows all the jiu-jitsu moves. You tell him knee to belly, side mount, full mount, he knows it. Our 7 to 12 kids, our teens and adults, we have a curriculum for every age. The curriculum is ready to go. We just haven't, we're gonna do it in one month. Implementing the curriculum has grown our school by $3,000 in 1 month. Tuition rate. Okay, that's good in 1 month. Okay, so it's helping a lot with our sales pitch to the customer coming in. So that means that confidentiality and licensing agreement comes into play on those kinds of things, as well as wearing any of our apparel. If, for example, Mr. Marco, he ain't, you know, the boy is bad. I don't care what nobody says, it's not because he's my son. Sometimes I watch him, I'm like, how the hell did you do that? Leroy Taylor was like, we couldn't even judge him. He was throwing so much so fast, we didn't know what to call. It was so much. We was just hitting him. It was like, everyone's like, Greg, what did you see? And nobody could agree because he was throwing so much so fast. We're training a couple that easily approach. If that lady over there is a mom and she accepts her child doing this because she knows, first and foremost, that her son is going to be protected from any joint breaks or head contusions or things of that nature, I've already sold this curriculum. So I have it all there. We really can't. The only thing we can is our logo and our brand and the naming and things. I have the actual name. I have the website. I have the Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I went and got it on everything that is out there. I locked down Point MMA. I told Mr. Will, get everything. And everybody is, in 1 week, I don't even have this stuff ready. I'm selling so much Point MMA equipment and apparel that when they come to Capital Classics, even our parents, even kids, siblings that aren't even involved are all nervous. I am nervous because, you know, I do want it to blossom because I feel it in my gut that is so good. And everybody that we've approached is like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is UFC for our point karate tournaments now. We can stay open for business for the school.
Hold up.
Too fast. Too fast.
Hold up, man, let me tell you something. About 15 years ago, I came up with a bunch of kids over here. I never get it.
We talked about that.
Right?
That's why you're here.
I put a bunch of kids in here. We was doing mixed martial arts 15 years ago. We doing ghetto martial arts. Man, man. What you doing, man? These boys, they were so sharp, man. What's this guy? Nah, this guy. I don't know where I was going back then. He was taking my guys out. No kick up, buddy. Just grab. Get martial arts back then. You know, man, come on. I said, man, what you doing? Man, I'm telling you. 15 years later, we got together, man.
One thing I just want to say, we premiered, I guess, we on the fly in 1995, and Master Brown was there, so we had all of the major people in this area. We had people from China, all over, and it was your guy that went up against Lloyd Irvin, who was the #1, who's one of the top UFC fighters. So I think what we doing right now is like people can still, we've been posting, I think in probably like 2 months, I've probably posted probably like 700 and some videos. I'm like 3 o'clock in the morning, anything that deals with Marco hitting people with cartwheels, and so, because the curriculum combines is not nothing new, it's just what we all did. Is the cartwheels of what you did, is the elements of what Master Brown did, the elements of what you do. So when you look at a curriculum, you see Okinawan karate moves, capoeira moves, you see backflips, you see all this. So it's like, you gotta be a martial artist, you gotta train in it to get it. Is it exciting? Yeah, it's exciting, because now if you look at UFC, they knocking people out with cartwheel kicks. They knocking people out with technique. UFC is now going to where we at. If you watch the last couple of fights, one guy couldn't believe it, a Billy Blanks kick. So like Ms. Kimber said, not just do we got a fighting curriculum from white belt to black belt. Ain't nobody ever created that. All fighting. And there's a fitness component that's called Point MMA Fitness. That's now at like one of the biggest gyms in the country called Lifetime Gym. Because you realize if you go to the gym, they don't want the contact. What they want is the fitness. So it's still the same contact, but it's all for pads and everything. And I'm not really so much, the tournament part is important, but I'm looking at the school ownership. If we don't find a way right now, if you put in like Lifetime Gym and you look up Combat Fitness, they got cages and everything in the gyms right now. And if the schools don't find a way to implement something that like supports what they're doing, I mean, you should still be able to. Our vision of Point MMA, a guy comes up with an Okinawa uniform on, a guy comes up with his Thai boxing shorts on, whatever you want to do, you do your style. You ain't got to get down the road. If you a kicker, you kick. You ain't got to get down. That's why we don't have the rules. We kind of like took out the submissions, especially when you see people losing their arms and all that stuff. It's better to stay away from that. So we score like attempted submissions. But like when we train the guys, it's like, no, don't get down there and fight with them. Get back up. Do what you do. Make them fight your game. And that's what people want to see. And that's kind of like that's how the curriculum is set up to bring forth those styles. It's almost like when I'm talking, I see that vision of game and death. Style against style. Who don't want to see that? Nobody want to see just over and over mixed martial arts. But once again, if it wasn't for Master Brown just like bringing that idea back out, you wouldn't even be able to
say all that point MMA. What about karate? What about that? That is what it is. Don't knock it, because you have to accept it. You're going to have to. If you want to keep a martial arts tournament and you want to make money from it, you got to incorporate it somehow, some way. If you want to keep your school open, like I tell people, you can still have your traditional programs, but you better offer some kind of MMA, because those dudes are charging $300 and up a month tuition when we still stuck in 100 or 200. So they're killing it. And we're still sitting here waiting like, well, we did this, and nobody cares what you did. Get up and do it. If you don't do it, you're going to close down and your event is going to be gone. So this is my hope from this, is that we can, we making a curriculum from the school point of view. This in her school with confidence, knowing that, we do offer MMA. However, it is the same component. It is basically, even if you want to become a professional fighter one day, this way you're not training to the point where you're getting contusions before you become a professional. You'll get a lot of practice and competitions in a safe manner until you really make that decision if you want to go to the extreme with it. So people can do MMA and not come out retarded, okay? That's the one thing. And then from a tournament point of view, offering this, people are going to copy, people are going to steal. There's nothing. We design things where you can copy, because that's what made 50 Cent get $1 million contract. I want the people outside the industry. That's why we make videos. We make music stuff, because we want. I mean, like Mr. Wilkes, not just is he like the graphic designer, but he's the music. He's the beat guy. So we got like the music. We got everything. You talking videos where they're like and one. So now we take this stuff and we going out free. Like I see all those free videos people thought I was crazy. I took that from the hip hop industry. That guy's a millionaire now. So that's kind of like what we're doing. We want you to go in and say, it's okay, it's all right. Because then you self-promote what we're talking about. Yes, Mr. Wilkes.
If I could add, sir, that's really important that you brought that up, because, the extension of Point MMA is also, that goes back to what I was talking about in terms of branding. The brand, the value, it follows you wherever it goes. In this modern day and age, mixed martial